Culturally responsive teaching really makes space for who students are, what they already know, what they understand, and what they care about. The culturally responsive teaching is about empowering students to direct their learning in ways that matter to them and in ways that will impact the world. The design principles of cultural responsiveness is a tool that teachers can use to support their planning. It articulates 5 design principles that teachers can leverage to ensure that the learning experiences they're designing empower students as learners and also affirm students in their identities. So it names these 5 design principles: multiple perspectives, critical lens, relevance, rigor, and relationships. And within each design principle, it offers some reflective questions. So if you think about the multiple perspectives domain, this is really a question of who is represented in the curriculum and how they are represented. Are they represented with respect and nuance? This includes who's covered in the content, it includes who's represented as an expert, and it also talks about students' voices themselves. Are students' voices and perspectives welcome in the learning? Are they represented with respect and nuance? Critical lens, this is really about students actively engaging what they're learning from a critical standpoint rather than from a passive standpoint. So if you as a teacher are designing a learning experience with a critical lens, you're giving students an opportunity to question what they're learning about, to question why things are the way they are, and to think about how they might make things better. And this is across all subjects, all levels. The third design principle of cultural responsiveness is relevance. And relevance is about the question of whether the learning matters to students. Culturally responsive teaching is against making assumptions. It's really about making space, making room. So relevance is about making room in the curriculum for students' own questions, for their interests, for their passions, and for connections to their lived experience, their cultural context, so that they can build on what they already know and what they already understand as they engage new learning. Another design principle is rigor, and rigor is not about difficult learning experiences that are, insurmountable or inaccessible to kids. Rigor is for all of our students, and so rigor is really about supporting students as independent learners. So it's about giving all students access to the tools, the resources, the experiences to direct their own thinking and to engage in the learning that is worthwhile and meaningful for all of us. So another design principle is relationships, and some teachers are surprised when they encounter this on a tool that is supposed to be about curriculum and instruction. Learning happens in relationships. Students have a sense of who they are and what they're able to do, in part because of the relationships they form with their teachers and with their peers. And so we know as culturally responsive teachers that we can create learning opportunities through which students can become known to one another and to their teacher, to share of themselves and to become their better selves through the learning. And so relationships is a key component of culturally responsive teaching. So this tool identifies some reflective questions that teachers can use to find opportunities to increase the cultural responsiveness of a learning experience that they've designed or a resource that they're using. The 5 design principles are all opportunities, they're entry points. And although they exist in isolation on this tool, they really do inform one another, and you come to see that as you engage these questions.